guys, this is where we ended the part number 1 of the tutorial. If you found this video before the part 1, make sure to check out part 1, because that's where I showed you how to make this top part. And in this part we're gonna add the sleeves. So let's start with sleeve number 1. Okay, you guys, so if you lay your already made front piece or like body piece in the front of you, you can see like these sleeve parts. So that's where we're going to start crocheting, like all the way around and up until we like created a little sleeve. So what we're going to do is, I can show you on my already made top what kind of design I am going to go for. You can choose whatever design you want to do, but I'm just gonna recreate the exact same like I did here because I love it so much. And so I'm gonna start off with this little fishnet kind of looking pattern. And then these parts are always just double crochets. Like for example, this is 2 rows, then this pattern again, then again double crochets, then here I did like this little skip stitch we already did at our body part, and so on until we covered our whole arm. So let's start with this pattern right here. That's gonna go on your shoulder. I'm gonna start with this sleeve and this very thin yarn. So we're gonna start off with a slip knot, as always. Just like that. And then you can start wherever you want at the sleeve. I'm gonna start right here in the back. So that's where I'm gonna slip or slip knot through, and I'm gonna chain up 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now you want to skip some parts. So we did these rows, and you're always going to skip one of the rows you did. For example, right here, this is, we start here, this is 1 row, this is the other one. So we're going to do our single crochet right here. If you're not sure where to do it, don't worry, you can just do it randomly, but it has to be like always the same amount of yarn, like in between, always the same amount of stitches. I can measure it for you, because also it kind of depends on what size of yarn you're using. So as you can see, I'm always gonna do like 3 to 4 centimeters between each stitch. So you want to chain up 8 again. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now if you cannot see where to add it, you can just measure it. So 3 centimeters, it will be right here, and then you can do your single crochet into this piece right there, and that should work out totally fine. So just keep doing this until you arrive at the beginning again. Okay, you guys, I'm about to finish row number 1. So this is the last 8 chain out, and I'm not gonna do the single crochet right here. I'm gonna do it on top of these 8 stitches. So onto this loop, I'm gonna go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now you're gonna go with this onto the next 8 stitches, like right here, single crochet, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then that's how we're going to continue. So always do your single crochet in this middle And this is our second row, and in the end we should have 5 rows of this pattern. You can of course choose to do it longer or shorter, just how you feel it looks nice. You can always try it on in the middle and see if you have enough loops so it fits comfortably around your shoulder. If not, you can always add some more or take some away. So I'm going to continue with this kind of pattern for this row and then another 3 rows, and then I'm gonna meet you back in this video when you're finished. Okay, you guys, as you can see, I finished 5 rows of this little cute pattern. And now for the last stitch, I'm not going to go like on top of this stitch. I'm gonna go right in between, like right here, so that if we do our slip stitch and then chain 1, then you can cut off your yarn, slip it through, pull it tight, and then we have like only these parts left. And that's where we're gonna start our new row with new yarn. I would recommend you to use like a thicker yarn now, so that you kind of have a texture difference. I'm gonna use this yarn now, it's a bit thicker, and I'm gonna start with a slip knot. So now I just counted my loops. I have 10 of these, so you should probably have kind of the same amount of these loops. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna start, I don't know, right here, and that's where I'm gonna slip through my slip knot, just like that. And then I'm gonna chain up 2, 1, 2. This is gonna count as 1 double crochet, and now we're gonna add another 3 double crochets onto this chain right here. And that's also how we're gonna continue for this first row, so always add 4 double crochets on each of these chains. So now just leave the rest, go for 4 double crochets on this chain. That's what it should look like. It looks a bit weird, but that's only the first row. So continue this until you arrive where we've started with the 4 pieces. So if you arrive here, come back to the video. So I just did the last 4 double crochets, and now I'm gonna go for a slip stitch right into this first V stitch of the first double crochet, or like chain ups we did. So I'm gonna go through this, do a slip stitch, chain up 2 again. This is gonna count as our first double crochet again, and now we're gonna continue to just do double crochets into the top V stitches, like right here. So we're gonna go for double crochets always into these top V parts of the already existing double crochets, and then we're gonna meet when you've finished the second row. Okay, you guys, I'm about to finish row number 2 of the double crochet pattern. And to close this row, I'm gonna go into this top V stitch of our first double crochet or chain ups. Gonna pull through the yarn, whoops, and gonna close it off with a slip stitch and by chaining up 1. Now you can cut off the yarn and pull it tight. So that was our second pattern. And now, if we take a look at the example for the next row, we're gonna go for the same chain up pattern like we did before. So we're gonna go for 4 chain ups, and then always gonna connect it with a single crochet in the 3rd double crochet. So if we start here with chaining up 4, we're gonna connect it to not the 1st, 2nd, but the 3rd one. So take the yarn you want to use. I'm gonna use a thinner one again, so I'm gonna go for mohair. I'm gonna start with our slip knot, as always. Then I'm gonna start right where I ended, and I'm gonna slip this through, and I'm gonna chain up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I'm gonna do a single crochet, not into this 1st, not the 2nd, but the 3rd one. So single crochet and then chain up 1, 2, 3, 4. And then again single crochet, not 1st, not 2nd, but this 3rd one. And that's what we're gonna do for this whole row. And then just continue like you did right here before. So just continue with this pattern until you're happy with the length of this part. I'm gonna go for 3 rows, and then I'm gonna show you the next sleeve pattern. Ready to finish row number 3. I'm gonna not go right here, but I'm gonna go right in between this stitch right there, and I'm gonna go for a slip knot and a chain up, and then you can cut off your excess yarn and slip it through, pull it tight. The sleeve is growing. Now off to the next part. I'm again gonna use a bit of a thicker yarn, so I'm probably gonna go for this one. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go for double crochets again, and just like we did in this pattern before, we're now gonna go for 2 double crochets on each of the chain loops. So take the yarn that you want to use. I'm randomly gonna go for this one, just found it. And start with a slip knot again. Find one of the chains to start with, and I'm gonna take my slip knot, slip it through, chain up 2. This is gonna count as 1 double crochet, so we want to add another one to this chain. Now that we did our first 2 double crochets, we're gonna chain up 1 and gonna start with another 2 double crochets into the next, so that we kind of like have this space left. And now another double crochet onto this chain part. Then we're gonna again chain up 1 and start with our next double crochet right here, and you're gonna continue with this pattern until you arrive again at the beginning of the row. So continue with this, and then we're gonna meet. Okay, let's finish this first row. Now I'm gonna go for a slip stitch right on top of the first double crochet. Right here. Slip stitch, chain up 1, 2. This is gonna count as our first double crochet. Now we're gonna go for double crochets all the way along. So also right in between this is where one of the double crochets is gonna go. then one on top of this first double crochet, next one on top of the second double crochet in this chain, then one in between right here, as you can see right here, one double crochet, next one on top of this right here, and that's how we're gonna continue this second row of this pattern. So let's meet again when we're back here. So time for the last double crochet, and then I'm gonna connect the rows again. Like I'm gonna go for it, slip stitch into this top V part of the double crochet, like right here, slip stitch, chain up 1, 2, and now we're gonna go for this part, and that's basically we're gonna chain up 1, 2, then one side we're gonna do for a double crochet, then chain up 1, then double crochet, chain up 1, double crochet, chain up 1 for the whole row. So as always, tutorials for the exact stitches is linked, but for the first one we're going to chain up 3, that's how we're going to start, and double crochet not into this one but this second double crochet, then chain up 1 and double crochet not into this but into the second chain right here, chain up 1 and double crochet not right here but into this one, and continue this until you arrive at the end of the row. That's how this pattern works. Time to finish this row, so I'm gonna chain up 1 again and gonna go into the top stitch of our chain up, so into that second chain, and gonna finish it off with a slip stitch again, and now it should look like this, and we're gonna chain up 2 again, and we're gonna go for another row of double crochets. So just like we did here, we're gonna go for our first double crochet right into this loop, and the next one on top of this double crochet. So second one is gonna go right here, next double crochet into this big hole, and the next one on top of this double crochet, and we're going to continue with this right until we finish this row. Okay, let's finish the last row of this pattern with again slip stitching into this top part of our first double crochet to connect this. Chain up 1, cut off your yarn, slip it through, and we are ready to start the next part of the sleeve. So that's what it should look like for now. And now off to this part. So the next part of the sleeve is gonna look like this. It's the same pattern again, just like we did twice before already. So the only difference is this time we're not going for 4 of these chain ups. We're gonna go for 7 chain ups, and then we're gonna go, like if you started here, you're not gonna go into the next one, not the second one, not the third one, but the 4th one. And you're gonna continue for the whole arm. I think you should end up with around 7 of these chain up things. So I'm gonna finish it off with a slip stitch and then chain up one again, cut off your yarn and slip it through. And you should end up with your 7 of these chains. And now for the next row, I'm gonna use a thicker yarn again. I'm gonna use this very interesting one. And we're gonna go for 2 rows of double crochets, and in each of these chains we're gonna do 4 double crochets, and then gonna start with another 4 in the next one. So simply just double crochet, no chain ups in between, just double crochets for 2 rows, and then I'm gonna go back to this pattern. So I just connected the row and chained up 2. And now I'm gonna go for the second row of double crochets. And if you want to count the stitches to make sure that you're kind of like in a similar stage than I am, I have currently 29 or 30 double crochets in this part of the sleeve. Just if you want to compare it to mine, that's where I'm at right now. I'm gonna go for the second row right now, and then let's meet back here. Time to finish the second row. I'm gonna go for a slip stitch again, as always, and then chain up 1, cut off your yarn, slip it through, and pull it tight. Now, off to the next part of the sleeve. We're already getting somewhere. Always make sure to try it on and to see how long you want the sleeve to be. But for now, that's what we have left, so let's continue. We're back to this fishnet kind of vibe again. This time we're gonna go for 7 chain ups again, and always gonna go like if you start here and not the first, not the second, but the third one, and for this whole part. And then you do 5 of these rows, and then we're gonna start with the new yarn. Okay, you guys, I just finished row number 5 and ended it up as always with slip stitch and then chain up 1 and slip the yarn through. And now we're gonna go for another 2 rows of this pattern but with a different yarn. So I'm gonna go for this bit thicker one, and I can show you real quick. That's what it should look like. So I want to change it up a bit, so I'm gonna use the same yarn that I'm gonna use for the double crochet part in between, but first for this fishnet kind of vibe. So we're gonna start right here, but make sure that if you use the thicker yarn now, you're not gonna go for 7 chain ups, you're gonna go for 4 chain ups. Just start right here where you ended the last row, and take your slip knot and slip it right through and chain up 4. And now just continue the pattern. Okay, ready to start the new row. I'm gonna do my last chain up, and I'm gonna go right here with a single crochet, then chain up 2, 1, 2, and we're gonna start with our double crochets now. And if you want to count again, you should end up with around 11 of these chain up rows. And now we're gonna go in to each of these chain ups we did with 4 double crochets. So this is the first one. Now we're gonna add second one, third one, and the last one for this first row of chains. And now we're gonna do 4 into this one, and we're gonna keep doing that until we arrive at the end of the row. So see you there. Okay, I'm gonna go for the last double crochet, and then I'm gonna crochet these 2 ends together with a slip stitch, then chain up 2, and I'm gonna start with the next row of double crochets. You guys, we're coming closer to the end. I'm gonna finish up this second row of double crochets with, again, a slip stitch, just like that, chain up 1, cut your yarn, and slip it through. And now we are here, which is again this double crochet and then add 1 chain before you do the next double crochet kind of part. Again, we did this before, so very similar, just always skip one of the chains in the bottom, and that's kind of it. We're gonna do it for 2 rows. Choose your new yarn. I'm gonna go for this fluffy one again. Start by doing your slip knot, find the beginning of your row, and just slip this slip knot through, chain up 1, just like this, and now another 2, so you have 3 chain ups. And now you do your double crochet, not into this first loop right here, but into the second one. So into the second of the double crochets. That's where you're gonna go for your double crochet. Then again, chain up 1 and go for your double crochet, not into this first loop right here, just into the second one. And again, chain up 1 and double crochet, and that's what we're gonna do for this whole row, and then another one. And let's meet when you're done with your 2 rows. Almost done with our first sleeve, you guys. Make sure to chain up 1 in the end, connect it to the top stitch of our double crochet, slip it through, chain up 1 again, cut off your yarn and pull it through. And now we have this part done. And as you can see right here, we're now going to start with 3 last yarn types. So 3 different patterns, or no, kind of like 2 different patterns. For now we're going to do 3 rows again of this fishnet kind of vibe pattern with a thinner yarn. We're gonna go for our 7 chain ups as always, and we're not gonna go, like if we start here, we're not gonna go in the first, not the second, not the third, but the 4th one. So make sure to always chain up 7 and connect it after skipping 3 whole stitches. We're gonna go for 3 rows, and then we're back to the double crochet parts for actually 3 rows only, and then we're finished with the sleeve. Woo! So for now, I'm gonna go for my mohair yarn again. Okay, you guys, I just realized that I'm already very close to the end of my sleeve, because I just tried it on and it's kind of like already going till here, so I don't have that much space left. I'm gonna go for probably another 2 or 3 rows of double crochets, but that's how I'm gonna end it. So pull this tight, and now I'm just gonna go for this kind of pattern. So it's again 4 double crochets in each of the rows. So I'm gonna go for that now. So just 2 rows of double crochets, and then probably another one. Let's see how long the sleeve is after these 2 rows, and then probably I'm gonna add another one, maybe not, let's see. And let's start with the yarn. I want to use this weirdly puffy one again. I just chained it together, chained up 1. I'm gonna cut off this yarn, and I just tried it on and I realized that it is already till here now. So I'm probably only gonna add some details with mohair, like down here, probably something like this fishnet kind of vibe. And then that's it for what I'm gonna do for now. So I'm just gonna do random chain ups, I think. So I'm gonna start with my slip knot, and I'm gonna add it right where I ended the last row, and I'm gonna just do like random 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then add it randomly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just to make like some other details at the end. I think it will look kind of sweet. So that's what I'm gonna do now for this last row. And then I'm gonna show you the try on later, or tomorrow when the lighting is better. You guys, here is the final top. I hope you love it as much as I do. I'm so obsessed with this style. I want to make like a matching skirt 3 different colors of it. I don't know, I'm so obsessed. I hope you love it as much as I do, and that you were able to understand everything, that I tried to explain as good as possible. And yeah, I'm very excited to see your recreations. Make sure to check out my Belina account and my private account if you want to see some more insights into my life. And yeah, I hope you liked this tutorial, and if yes, make sure to leave some love and some new crochet ideas. Probably gonna make a matching skirt next, but let's see. I hope you're having an amazing day, and see you soon. Bye!